What's up, guys? It's your girl Arya Janae, and I'm back with another abuse. So, Lucas, like any other relationship, everything was all good, all gravy. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was happy-go-lucky at first. Let me just put this out there. At first, I really didn't even like him. He was aggravating me. He was annoying. I didn't like him at all. But I grew to like this man. So the fact that I grew to like him or whatever, we were cool. We was kicking it. You know, we started dating. And everything was all so good until I suggested, you know, him and his mom rekindle their relationship. So me suggesting y'all rekindle y'all relationship, I seen a whole nother side of him. I didn't know that was a touchy subject for him. I didn't know that was a touchy side for him to rekindle that relationship. One day he did call his mom, and you know, she invited us over for Sunday dinner, and we went there. Okay, we went there. She ended up liking me and stuff, and we were all cool. So on and so forth. The relationship just started going haywire, to be honest. It started going haywire. It was like I was sleeping with the enemy every night. He was different. He was very different from before. Before he was all calm, cool, collective, you know, I could deal with him. Then he became somebody I didn't know. I was literally sleeping with the enemy every night. Yeah, talking more and more with her. I started to find out more and more things, and he started to open up to me. Kind of find out he was abused. And I told her, one day I was just like, I feel like he was sexually abused, you know, or molested or something, because it's like you can't even touch him and he like get excited type thing. You touch him and he instantly go in fight mode. He instantly go in fight mode. And I was just like, you know, that's weird. Usually dudes, you know, they get all happy, like, yeah. And he started opening up to me about certain stuff, like his siblings, his own siblings that were older than him, touching him and stuff. So she's like, they were abusing my baby. They hated him because he was spoiled. You know, he had his own separate daddy, and, you know, I guess they were doing so much for him, and the other ones that, you know, at the house wasn't getting what he was getting, so they used to torture him. Mama was being abused. The mama was being abused by men, and then the one that I was dating was being abused by the men she was dating and his siblings, his older siblings. So it all came to what it came to, whatever, and it was just like I hit a spot that maybe I should never hit, because I'm all for somebody fixing a relationship with a mama and stuff. Like, you only get one mama. I feel as though you need to forgive her for yourself, you know, and move forward in life, even if you don't talk to her, you know what I'm saying? But I just felt like, you know, they needed to rekindle their relationship. Like, he was like a motherless child. He really wanted his mama, but, you know, he acted all hard, this, that, and the other. But I seen behind all that. So fast forward, like I said, I ended up sleeping with the enemy. She would tell me, you know, he got demons he really be fighting, like, and I'm just like, what? She would tell me about, him fighting demons. So one day I seen it for myself. I seen it a couple times for myself. Like, we would be sleeping in bed, and like he would literally just be like wake up, like, and he wouldn't say nothing, but his eyes was like bug-eyed, and he'll look at me, and I would be up watching TV, but he'll look at me, he'll look to the other side and do some crazy, and it's like I didn't realize it, but until she started telling me, you know, more and more about how he was. So we ended up moving with her, and in the house was his mom, her husband, his his 3 little sisters, his friend, me, and him. I regret moving. I do regret moving there. To be honest, it was, I don't know why I put up with what I put up with when I moved there. I put up with so much abuse when I moved there. It was the stupidest thing I could have did was move out my mama's house to somebody else's mama's house. That was the most dumbest thing I did. The way that house was, it was creepy to me. Like, I kind of dreaded it. And then you be sitting in the house, you be so bored. And it's like, you don't have a life. Like, it was draining. It was sucking the life out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a very uppity, fun person. I like to laugh. I like to play. But this particular house was draining me. The people I was around was draining me. So it was just like, when he did whatever he did, we had money, we would eat out. They would cook, and it was, I'm not used to not having no good cooked meal. Like, my mom and my grandma and them throw down. And to come to somebody else's house, and it's just like, and we was eating liver. We was eating liver almost every night type thing. And I was just like, me staying there, it was just like, we would have our good days, and then on our bad days, like, it was crazy. Like, I should have realized, amping up to be abuse. It was already abuse, but it was amping up to be physical abuse. Because one day he got mad at me, and he started yelling at me or whatever, and we got into it, and the homeboy was sticking up for me. I was like, bro, you tripping? Why you yelling at her like that? Why you doing that? She a whole female, da 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 da. And him and they end up both getting into it, about to fight. So what he did, he kept taking the TV, like it was a TV small, it wasn't that small, but it was big enough. But he kept taking the TV and like doing this, like he was about to throw it at me. And he kept doing it. They kept doing it like he was about to, like, real deal throw this TV at me. And then not only the TV, he ended up punching the door, and he ended up kicking the door and breaking off the doorknob. He ended up breaking their it's not a chandelier, but it was a chain with a light hook to it. If y'all understand what I'm saying. I'm not expecting y'all to get what I'm saying, but yeah, he broke that. He broke so much stuff. Like, they was really about to get into it. We ended up getting into it. Like, he's pushing me, all types of stuff. So then, when it all, come to it, his mama and them get home. They're still going at it. They're still going through it. And they literally in the front yard at this point finna, like, real deal fight it out. So he's being rude and nasty to me and telling me this all my fault and all this other stuff. Mind you, I never had done anything to him. He's like, this your fault, this your fault. And I'm like, I didn't do nothing. So then the mom took the friend and the sisters went down on the other end. Mind you, he's being abusive to me already, verbally, and everything else. So I walked down there with the mom and the friend. And she goes, get away. You the reason why they about to fight anyways. What? At this point, I'm finna pack my shit and I'm finna go. I don't got time for this. I'm not to blame. I'm blame to y'all problems. I'm not gonna be the person y'all blame for y'all problems. That's just not gonna go well with me. I'm not gonna go for it. That's just not gonna happen. So I stayed there a few more nights, and then I ended up taking my shit and I left. One day, and like I said, I should have realized. One day, she asked me to take the sister to go to the school, to sign up for school. Sign up for her high school and stuff and do all that stuff. So, and then after that, take her to go job hunting. That's exactly what I did. He called me, where the F y'all at? Da da da, and all this blase, just going in on me. And the whole reason why the car was given to us, because I had license, it was for me to drive them around. They told me out this, that, and other, and I'm like, your mom told me to take your sister to the school and then take her to go job hunting. So he's still cussing me out. So then I hung up the phone. He called the mom. He cussed the mom out. So when he cussed her out, she called me and she lied. I didn't tell you to do this and da 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 da. You need to bring him back that car because he getting on me and da da da. At this point, you're the mom. You tell him. You don't allow him to tell you scared of him. At this point, I really know you're scared of him. He does damage. He does a lot of damage. That I ended up bringing the car back and I took my shit and I left. Because that's one thing about it, and two things for sure. You're not going to come for me. You're not gonna come at me. She got mad. I ain't tell you to leave. Why you leave? I ain't tell you to leave. You ain't have to leave. Da 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 da, and all this other stuff. Again, ended up going back to this lifestyle that I did not like. I was like, I miss my mom. I miss my brother. I want to go back home. And I was sticking it out because I loved him. That's what it was. I loved him, so I stuck it out. So I couldn't take it no more. And one day I just went back home and I was like, I'm done. So then when I went back home, he ended up coming back, but he didn't stay with me for a couple weeks. And then he ended up staying with me. We ended up walking down the street, and this was where a lot of stuff take place as well. So we ended up walking down the street, and we ended up getting into it. And I was just like, I want to go home. I want to go home. And he would not let me go home. You know how somebody stand in front of you and you move, they move just like that? That's exactly what was going on. He wouldn't let me move. He'll push me back, and I'm just like, bro, is you serious? Like, let me go home. Let me go home. He would not let me go home. Every way and route I tried to take home, he would not let me go. That same night, the quote-unquote sister, and you'll see why I say that, the sister came, and she kind of distracted him a little bit, but as I was going back home, he followed me. He brought me back. And I'm like, bro, I just want to go home. I'm done. I don't want to do this. I want to go home. So the sister went around. She got the other sister. They sitting at the stop sign, and me and him going back and forth. And they think it's funny, and they yelling stuff out the window. They just thought this was just too funny, and they laughing. So then I'm telling him I just want to go home. So then he started choking me. Just as well, the same situation with them. He started choking me. I kid you not, started choking me, and I'm boo-boo crying, and then it led me to slap him in his face. Literally, I slapped him. I'm trying to get away, because either you kill me or I kill you, and I'm going to be the one to live to tell the story. So with that being said, I'm going to get away. I'm going to find my way. I'm going to get away. But I didn't do too much because they already don't like me, and my initial thought was they gonna get out of this car and everybody finna jump me. You know what I'm saying? That was my initial thought. Everybody finna jump me. So I ended up getting to go home, and I was boo-boo crying, and they just thought it was so funny. They laughing, kiki. Mind you, one of the sisters got kids, and she got 2 girls at that. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, you sit there and laugh at this, you're not, it's karma come back on you for one. And you sitting here laughing, it's not going to be funny when it's your daughter in this situation. When it's one of your daughters, or if it's both of them. It's not going to be funny if it's them in the situation. So why laugh at somebody else? I don't care if it's my worst enemy. One thing about it, and 2 things for sure, 3 things for certain. I can't watch it, and I won't watch it, and I will do something about it. It can be my worst enemy. I'm not gonna let no man beat on her. I don't care how much I don't like her. I'm not gonna let no man beat on her. And that's just not going down on my watch. So for y'all to do that, that was wrong. That was nasty. It was very nasty. Calling me, not answering the phone. So the next day, he ended up coming to my house, and we got into it, and I put him on his neck. Don't put your hands on me. I literally, I'm not that big, but he was a toothpick, and I took him, bow, and he jumped on top of me. He strained me from hitting him again, and I was just like, bro, you don't put your hands on me. Do not put your hands on me. I ain't put my hands on me. That was just so, it was disgusting. So, fast forward from that, it gets to the point where I'm just like, I'm done with this relationship. I don't want to be with you. I'm tired of the abuse. He abused me mentally. Physically, we got into it on a regular basis. Emotionally, verbally, I got abused on a regular basis. Really on a regular basis. So I ended up giving up the relationship, and I was like, I'm done. I was like, I can't do this no more. And I was just like, no, I'm done. So we ended up getting into it, again, like hard down. And he was like, fuck you, you a bitch, you a hoe, you a slut, you this, that, and the other. You can call your daddy, you can call your brothers, you can call your cousins, you can call anybody. I do this and I do that. Da, da, da. I'm on the phone with my dad, letting him hear this. Okay. He's still going in. So my dad ended up showing up. So once my dad ended up showing up, you know what's going on. And he's like, she did, she that, da, 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 and all this other stuff. So my dad took him outside. So once my dad took him outside, I'm packing all his shit. I done packed all his shit. So he's like, he started crying. And I was like, is you serious? Like, you not even the victim. Now you crying. Now you trying to make it seem like I'm the bad guy when it's you. Like, you seriously crying? Like, is you serious? He's sitting there crying to my dad and all this other stuff. And blase. So my dad called me. He's like, D, where his stuff at? So I'm like, right here. He's like, put it outside. So I put that shit outside. I did exactly that. I put it outside. So once I put it outside or whatever, he got his stuff and he left. So me and my dad went to talking and stuff. And then fast forward to that. Like my dad, I didn't tell my dad that he had done abused me. Didn't tell my dad none of that till after the fact, like long after the fact. So then my dad didn't know nothing what was going on, even with the quote unquote sisters not liking me. My boyfriend now gave me the amp up, like, you too beautiful, you know, you don't need to go through this, like, you know, don't let nobody treat you like this, like, you need to let that nigga go, yada yada yada. So that's what ended up happening. I ended up getting out of that situation because I felt as though I need somebody to save me. I can't save myself. I needed saving. And I did ended up getting someone to save me. You know what I'm saying? So after all that, I'm just like, okay, if I start something new with you, I said I need to put an end to this. I need closure. Like, it's not that we were sleeping together or nothing. I was just like, I needed my closure. One day I got off of work and I seen him and I was like, I need to talk to you. So I ended up talking to him and we ended up walking, and we're walking and talking, and he was like, oh, I didn't think you were gonna call anybody that day. I didn't think you was gonna leave me, blase. And we just talking about everything, and I was just like, you know, I was done. I'm tired. I was like, you really abused me. I said, you don't understand what you did to me. You know, you broke me, you tore me apart, you know, and it wasn't fair, you know, boom, boom, boom. So we're in the middle of the whole conversation of the whole, like, what was going on. So this quote unquote sister, she seen us. She started talking crap because, mind you, she don't like me. So she started talking crap. She doing the most, doing all this, doing the most, talking. So at that point, I'm like, I'm not even gonna argue with this bitch. Mind you, I'm 18. I'm 18, 19. She's 27, 28, 26, 27, 28. One of the three. So as I'm walking away, she tried to run me over with her car. And he did push me out the way. But she tried to run me over with her car. Mind you, her daughter, the baby daughter, was in the car, standing up out of her car seat, you know what I'm saying? And you did that and made your baby hit her head and everything else trying to get to me, and I didn't do shit to you. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I ended up calling the police, making police reports, and as I'm making the police report, they're riding by and they're laughing, and the police will look at them because I was like, you know, that's them. And they was like, what the fuck you looking at? And da-da-da-da and all this other stuff. And I'm like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, they see what was really going on. They was like they know I'm not lying. And what happened was the cameras at the cafe place was not working, but they seen the tire marks because they put me in their car and in the back of their car, and they rolled me there, and they seen the tire marks. So he ended up seeing the tire marks and stuff, so they took pictures and all this other stuff. So once they did that, like I said, I was making a report, and they was riding by laughing and looking at the police like, what the fuck you looking at? Like, really verbalizing this stuff. And I was just like, see, like, I'm not tripping. See, it's not me, it's them. They seen that, they wrote whatever they wrote in their report, and I ended up getting a restraining order on them. So I ended up getting a restraining order on the girl, And honestly, a restraining order don't protect you from nothing. I swear it don't. It says they're not allowed to go 500 to 1,000 feet near you, right? That's what it says. But that was still happening, and I would call and the police wouldn't do nothing. Like, she'll ride by my house, she'll do all types of stalkerish bullshit, and she wasn't supposed to. So when I called, they wouldn't do nothing. They wrote it down and they wouldn't do nothing. She would petition the courts to try to reduce the yards, try to reduce the yards or whatever and stuff like that, but would never show up. She never showed up to court the whole time. So after that, come to find out that her and my ex-boyfriend had said, no, that's why she was on me so bad, and she didn't like me because they had slept together. But something kind of like told me that. I kind of figured that. Well, the police officer at one of the court dates was like, what's really going on, let me know, da da da. So I'm telling him and I'm talking to him, and he was young, and he was like, you don't have to talk to me like, because I was giving him my proper voice, and he was like, you don't gotta talk to me like that, talk to me for real. So I let loose, and I ended up, telling him, and he was like, you sure they ain't sleep together? You sure da da da? I'm like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. And he was like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, she doing all this for no reason. And they seen it. The courts seen it. She was doing a lot of stuff for no reason, because I started recording every single thing. So when we went to court, I had all the evidence. So fast forward to that. I'm gonna hit you with this. One day, her own daughter was walking with me, and she was like, my uncle so-and-so like my mama. And I'm like, what you mean your uncle so-and-so like your mama? Ain't they supposed to be brothers and sisters? Like, but I ain't getting into that because she's a child. I can't get into that. So that's what really hit me and had me thinking. But that's what really let me know, it was real. This was real. Like, this was real deal real. She's like, my mama don't like you. My mama don't want you around me. Da da da, and all this other stuff. Like, the little girl was telling it all. And I was just like, this all started to make sense. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. It really was ridiculous. And I was just like, I'm over the whole situation. So, fast forward to that, we stopped talking. We were nothing. I know for a fact, because I worked with his mom, that they rekindled their relationship. They are good with each other. They don't have a problem, like none of that. They don't have the same problems that they did, after the fact that I'm gone. But still, like, it wasn't because of me. What I mean was, I helped them rekindle their relationship, and then I left. But going through that process, I was being abused as well as he was abused when he was younger. So he took it out on me, on the real girlfriend he had. You know what I'm saying? Like, he took it out on me, and he treated me bad. One minute he treated me good. Like, in the beginning he treated me so good, and then he started treating me bad. And like, this is a repeating cycle. This is what happens in life, period. This is real deal what happens in life. So like I said it before in the beginning, if you're going through this, you will get through this. Don't allow it to happen to you. Don't be a victim to this. Be aware. The words, start with the words. The words they say, listen to what they say. They show their true colors. Listen to what they say. Dig deep in their background. If they was abused then, they got some type of abuse in them, and I'm so sorry. They do. They become the abuser a lot of times. I'm not saying everybody become the abuser, but they become the abuser. Listen to their words, their actions. Watch how they move, body language. And take it for what it is. If they showing their true colors, take it for what it is. And that's just that on that. Like I said, you will get through this. You're beautiful. You're loved. You'll get through. And that completes this video. This is my story. And if you have your story and you need me to help you get through and you want to talk to me, you can always email me. You can DM me. You can talk to me. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I got through it. You will too.